Welcome guys to the show. The show is The Identity. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for letting us again into your living room. Today we're going to talk about what men want. Thank you guys. Karibu tena sana. From the fine is Ogama brother Eston. Karibu sana. Haman Tambo. And also close to me we have David Opembe. Elder David Opembe. Next to me we have Judy Gesare. Where? Judy. Karibu sana. Sheila Nyaboke. And lastly we have Lavender. Venda. Karibuni tena sana. Again, our social media platforms. That is Facebook, The Identity, our fan page. Post, like, share, anything that you want to do in respect to this show. My Facebook handle is Samuel Mangi, and on Twitter @Sami Mangi. Also on Twitter, you can find us at @Hope_Kenya. This show and last week's shows on what ladies want, you can find it archived in our YouTube and our website. Now, men, please let me today, in this case, speak with the ladies. Sawa? Thank you very much. Now, this I'm a man, but in this case, let me just support them and the 2-3 things that I think you guys want. What we think that you guys want. Now, one, nyinyi wanaume mnataka mtu mnyonge. In this case, okay, not mnyonge as, okay, probably, no. Just, you are the voice, mnyonge. Before you start thinking I'm a woman.
Okay, mnyonge with that word is someone malleable, like someone you can manipulate to get what you want. Like, if you want this done, they will do it. You know, okay, I don't want to use the word sissy, but someone who's extra submissive. Yes, that is the word.
Yeah. There you have it.
Let me just say this.
Okay, sawa. Please bring it on.
No, umeanza na ubaya. Sijini vile tulifanya last week, but anyway. What I know is that men prefer women who are submissive. It makes communication a lot easier. And the way that they talked about last week, that women prefer men who are logical rather than being more emotional, I think it's true, but the fact that a woman can be stood on, mimi mwenyewe sikubaliani nayo. There is no man who will go and take a woman who will do everything for him.
No, you guys, and again, please, let me support them in the 2-3 things that, so I can have a clear understanding. Basically, what we are saying as ladies is that, me not being one, is that you guys are looking for basically a doormat to step on. Literally a doormat.
Sammy, I don't know. I agree that...
You agree you guys are looking for doormats to step on?
Not we guys. I agree that there are some guys who want someone that they can manipulate and control, the way Sheila has said. But you have to consider that a person who has to prove themselves that they're in control is a weak person. In any circumstance, whether they're in a leadership position, even in an organization, that boss who wants to prove to everyone that he's boss, he's always just making a fool out of himself. So if a man is looking for a lady that he can control, step on, manipulate, all those things, that's a weak man. That's a fault in someone's character, and that should not be attributed to the desire for a man to want a submissive wife. I think that's where the problem is. Radical feminism has made submission to look like a bad thing. Mm-hmm. But you see, Sammy, even me on the show.
So what submission?
Even where we are on the show today, you are the host. I am submitting to you. Doesn't mean you're a better human being than me. I'm just recognizing that in these circumstances, you are in the position of authority and you have the final word when it comes to difficult decisions. Yeah.
Eston.
I was actually just adding a comment to what he was saying. Radical feminism has made submission look like slavery. Mm-hmm. That's now the issue. And just as HT has put it, any man who thinks that having a woman to step all over on, this person who wants his ego to be massaged, this must be a very weak man. A man who probably had an issue when he was younger, a man who probably has an issue with confidence, and that's why someone would do something like that. But generally, a man wouldn't want to have a woman who will always be at his calling and at his bidding. That is just too weird.
Too weird.
This is actually here on radical feminism, but for we can blame it on it. But something that you're saying, I don't know if it's radical feminism that we can blame on the fact that men have the urge to grab control, like to take it by the neck so much. I don't know if you still blame it on that, or it's just a general.
My question to you and to all of you is, what are you as a lady doing with a man like that? If you know that he loves being in control and he wants to step all over you, what are you doing with him? The only explanation, he's probably tall, dark and handsome.
Seriously? Okay, so
Sam, there is something they've talked about, radical feminism, and this makes submission looks like it is slavery. Actually, not only has it done that, but also it has made our ladies look like they are more better than men. They want to be at par with men. That is stepping on what God had intended. There is an aspect of submission. And by the way, ukisoma Biblia, inasema kwamba a man should love the wife, sindio? And the wife should submit to and respect the man. That means the man, if we go by those principles, you will not find those issues or ananidarau or this and that happens, because we are having those issues because one, women are trying to be like men. They do not want.
No. What do you mean by women are trying to be like men?
They want to take the roles that were meant for men.
What do you mean?
They want to be in control of the family. That is one thing I want to say. And that is why
ladies are here shaking their heads.
Yeah, because
As the ladies respond, so the Bible, what the verse that he has just alluded to, gives them permission to not submit to a man who does not love them like Christ does. So if you are submitting to a man who does not love you the way Christ loves, then the fault is on you, not on the man.
Judy.
Should I drop the mic?
Judy.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I like the way they're putting their points this time. Dave is saying that
Ameleta na decency flani.
and a step to what God, not the original plan of God, but last week ilikuwa they should bring something on the table, and all that stuff. So this is the thing, even in the Bible, you're being told that when you read in Ephesians 5:21, you're being told that submitting yourself one to another in the fear of the Lord. Submission, I don't want to say it's two-way, but when you're being told to submit one to another, HT brought another point that niko na ish nayo. Anasema that the man's word is final.
No. It was, can I clarify? Can I clarify? I said...
HT, hold up.
Judy, do you want me to respond?
HT, no. Acha maliza point yake.
I
Submit to the host.
I said,
you have it.
The host's word is final when it comes to certain difficult decisions. For example, if it comes for the time for the show to end, and we have points to still continue giving, the host will say, no, my director is telling me that the time has ended.
These are your words in regards to the husband. They ulikuwa nasema about the man akikuwa hivyo, it shows that he's weak, and we know that the man's word is final. I have a issue that, but the thing is, in submission, it's the husband also should submit to the wife.
The husband should be faithful to the wife, as the wife submits to the
Bible does not ask us to submit to our wives.
Submit
one to another in the fear of the Lord. But this is the point about being mnyonge. Men in this generation, not all men, my words, they want a lady mwenye, kumekuwa na so much women empowerment such that a lady akifungua her mouth to speak, unaona it's always like huyu mwanamke kama nikimwoa ataanza ku overturn tables in the family. That is a wrong perspective. Just because a lady is, I don't want to say aggressive, but just because a lady gives sensible input doesn't mean that that ni radical feminism. Sasa unaona, like I'm taking Easton's position in the family. That is so wrong, and you should get away from that mentality. When I put my sensible input, when I'm putting a point across, and because you're a man na hautaki ku, it's because you're the head of the family na I'm the neck or something. As in sasa because hautaki kuona point yangu.
Juani mwanamke
na utafeel less of a man. What I'm trying to say is there's input from the ladies, and when I suggest something and it makes sense, don't just push it away because I'm like the lady and you're the head of the family, and your word is final.
Okay, ngoja. Okay.
I'm the one who's been attacked. I have been attacked. And let me just
Before you
say,
respond,
Sammy, please, 30 seconds.
no, please, just hold it.
I'll forget,
You-
Sammy.
you won't,
No, I'll
trust
forget,
me.
I promise.
Okay,
I promise.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Now start. So you're agreeing with me that sometimes there can be a breakdown of communication. And it is a breakdown of communication that brings about all these perceptions that, oh, she's trying to undermine my authority, oh, he's trying to put me in my place, he's trying to force. So that communication is essential. And I think there was a show on that. So that if we can clarify on what we mean by saying Sammy has a final word, then we won't get too sensitive. Yes.
Okay.
I actually do agree up to a point about on what Julia said. Scripture actually says that submit one to another. Then the scripture also says that husband love your wives as your wives submit. Unto yourselves. And there's a place in scripture which also says that a man who loves his wife loves himself. And you see, there is that idea of submission that is actually brought in from the aspect of love. You see, if you don't love someone, you won't bring yourself down to listen to this person. And there is a way in which God made women. I won't disagree with this. Women are actually smarter than men.
Amen.
There is a way in which.
Amen.
For now. Sure. No, for now, I actually agree.
And for now, man,
No, listen.
you can't just let the okay, sawa,
Yes.
sawa.
So women are actually smarter than men. And God says that you should love your husband. So that means that you should actually give them a listening ear. And once you give them a listening ear, it means that you are actually acknowledging their humanity, actually acknowledging them as individuals, rather than making them doormats, which you actually step over. And it also brings in the idea of submission, because the verse is also very explicit that women should submit. It doesn't speak about women loving husbands. It says that women have a problem with understanding love. You see? Women have a problem with understanding love, but women are in a better position to obey. Submission actually has to do with obedience. Once your husband says something, you need to submit unto what they say. It means that they give you a listening ear, then when they make a decision, you can actually agree with it.
Okay, sawa.
My-
David.
my-
As we bring in David.
My point of disagreement, quote unquote disagreement, has always been, I think some men misunderstand or rather misquote that verse. You know, when you bring a point and I kind of differ with you in a way which is sensible, which is right, logical, you know, simply because nimediffer na wewe only on that point, you mark me as this unsubmissive wife. You know, unaanza kusema, oh, huyo dem sijui ni ayuko submissive, yuko so aggressive, yuko and all that stuff. You know, that's my point.
Sammy, I think there is something you are missing here. What is to be submissive? What exactly is to be submissive? From my understanding, to be submissive is to respect. It's kind of to respect. Now, when the Bible says, loving one another, be submissive to one to another, it means I respect your opinion and you respect my opinion. And that doesn't make me superior to you, but there is the priesthood, that there is the anointing God placed on men, which must be respected. So the issue of submission comes in because if you are not submissive to me, we'll have trouble in that house because you'll be stepping on my ego. But again, I have to understand that you are a weaker vessel. Let me use that. You are a weaker vessel.
I wish you could see the eyes which are coming your way.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'm trying to put some barriers so that I don't see them.
But you,
But
just
you-
be sure that what you're going to say is going to,
Yeah.
you're going to be
It's
safe.
going to,
Because
yeah, let me work on that.
Uh-huh.
Now, ladies are a weaker vessel. So as a man, I have to understand that now that she's reacted this way, it's because of emotion. Now I need to look for a way of taking good care of doing what, neutralizing. If there is an issue that will impact negatively upon her emotions or feelings.
okay, so let me cut it in. Okay.
Okay, there's a problem here. She has said that the generation that we have, not all men, but the generation that we have, misunderstand that verse of love and submission. That is where the point is coming, where they understand only the part of submission. And I don't know, they understand it to the dictionary meaning, not to the biblical meaning. And they tend to put submission, they're the ones who make it look as, okay, I don't want to blame, but they're the ones who make it look as slavery. That is where the radical feminism came in. If I think the view came from that point, submission from the biblical part, there will be no one who feels like they have to challenge it. Mm-hmm. Everyone will be cool with it. Love me, I submit in the way just as she has said again, I would have a sensible input, you respect it. Everyone would be cool about it. But when you bring it out as doormat, slavery, definitely I'll have the defensive mechanism of coming out. And that is where you start saying radical feminism.
Sammy, I'd like
I
to
do not
actually-
want us to dwell on this point.
I'm actually
I need us
reading-
to progress.
I'm actually reading a Bible verse.
That's supposed to give. Okay, so
I know they are uncomfortable with the term weaker vessel, but this is actually biblical. If
You have
we
to prove that.
Yeah, if we turn to the book of 1 Peter chapter 3, I'll just read from verse 5. For after this manner in the old time the holy women also who trusted in God adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters you are, as long as you do well and are not afraid with any amazement. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and being heirs together as of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. Now let's get something here. We are not disputing the fact that the concept of submission has been misused, and this is the characteristic of the world we live in. Everything has been perverted. Everything, when you talk about, there is nothing that Satan has not found a counterfeit for. So even the concept of submission has been misunderstood. But there is something that we must understand. The family unit is compared to the Godhead. You see, there's God the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. All of them are equal, no question about that. Jesus himself said, my Father is greater, but he was God in every sense of the word. And he said, everything, I and my Father are one, all power in heaven and on earth has been given to me. But Jesus still yields to the Father. Submission, I actually checked the dictionary meaning. It actually means to yield, to give way to. Such that if I have my own view about something, by submitting, what I'm essentially doing, I am saying, let's do it your way, in as much as I want to do it. And that's the same way love works. Love is about being unselfish, so that even if I want to do something for your sake, I'll choose to say, you know what, let me allow you to have your way. So that when you think about it that way, it's actually the same thing. It's actually semantics, a question of words and definition.
I think it will be safe for us to rest the whole case of submission here, because we've basically taken the first whole session on submission. But then there's some few things that I would like us to come up to after the break. And there's one thing that men are looking for. Last week tulisema we're going to shoot down the whole thing of mama's boy and father's daughter. Sindio, that is girl. But then you men are still looking for mothers in the ladies.
Amen.
Hold it. We're going for a short break. In this short break, we're going to have a talent segment. Please be blessed. As we come back, we'll understand why men are looking for mothers, their mothers, in the ladies.
Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Oh, sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble, tremble. Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Were you there when they nailed him to the tree? Were you there when they nailed him to the tree? Oh, sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble, tremble. Were you there when they nailed him to the tree? Were you there when they laid him in the tomb? Were you there when they laid him in the tomb? Oh, sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble, tremble. Were you there when they crucified my Lord? Were you there when they crucified my Lord?
The moment we started talking about submission, one thing that I liked about this whole conversation is that the guys here went to pull out their phones and they started looking for verses and everything. I was like, wow, that was a very good mechanism. Did you guys see that?
Yes.
Now on this question of men looking for mothers in the ladies, I'm hoping you have a good verse on that. Please, Venda, start on that. Is it true, Ama?
It's very true that men are looking for mothers. Okay, like
To be specific, their mothers.
their mothers in the ladies. Like your mom will pamper you, your mom will do everything for you, and then you get this beautiful lady, you date her, she's in the box, and you want that exact thing you've been seeing in your mom in her.
Replicated in the lady.
And maybe she's not your mom, one, and she is your woman or your wife. So how do you expect her to be that woman? You guys, you just tell us kindly.
Wait, first ladies, do we agree that they look for mothers?
Yeah, there's something about them. They have to, I don't know how you expect two women to be your wife and your mom at the same time. It's really difficult. You help us understand.
Aston.
Wacha Eston aseme kitu.
When they said that men are actually looking for their mothers in their wives or in their girlfriends, I actually understood it in a different way. But now that they've elaborated it, it actually throws everything off.
Okay.
What
To start with, what were you thinking?
what I was thinking was someone who has characters like the mother, which I actually agree. Most men
do
including
that.
myself, would prefer a lady who has similar characteristics to my mother, because my mother is someone who I can confide in, someone who I have lived with and I have confidence in.
Aston, do you realize that your mother is everything that you know?
Exactly.
She's the so up on the point of reference.
Exactly.
Okay, so
And now what I understood from them was, for example, my mother is someone who comforts me when I am at a low place. Of course, I'd expect my girlfriend to do the very same thing. That's pretty much what I
Logical.
understood. Exactly. If my mother, if I'm in trouble, I expect my mother to help the same way that I'd expect my girlfriend to help, which is also something which makes sense. But the fact that they say I wake up, probably have my clothes washed, things like those, that's a bit contorted. I don't think that it's 100% legit. But yes, there is a way.
What do you mean it's not 100%? Here's why I start questioning you, my brother. In defense of the ladies, men will be fast to say, I'm looking for a woman who can cook. Who's going to do my laundry?
Who's going to do
Who's going to do my laundry? Who's going to mother my kids? Who's going to literally do
Of course,
everything?
mothering
for-
my kids, that's obviously true.
But then clearly you're missing the part where you are supposed to be the literally heading everything in the house.
But I'm going to father my kids, they're going to mother my kids. Basically, that's what you're saying. That's what I'm saying.
Debbie, please advise.
Let me just clarify something. It's we're in the context of a relationship. We are not yet at marriage. You want to see every mother being in me in this relationship. You want me when I come to your place, I cook for you, I wash your clothes, I tidy up your house, all these things, and yet tukenda date, you are my ATM. It's the other way around.
Sammy,
Probably the point would have been this. I think what they meant to say is that men are actually looking for maids, not mothers, because mothers are a lot different from whatever you're describing.
No, there are 2 points there, actually. She has given the maid part, she gave the mother's part. Yes. So, as you said, her point was on the maid's part. Okay, what she meant about mother is you expect... Okay, the way your mother treats you. First and foremost, there's something about... my age and her age kind of be different. So the way she reasons and the way I reason, it's different. Kinda, bado sijafika hapo. So, hiyo sasa ndio alikuwa anasema akufanyie kila kitu. The way your mom would treat you. Venye anakuconfront. I wouldn't confront you the same way. I wouldn't do it exactly how she does it. She has had experience over time. So ndio alikuwa anasema, as in, you can't look for a mother and a wife at the same time.
NB, please underscore this. We are not talking out of ideas as ladies. We are not talking out of ideas. These are things that we ladies go through. Okay? Yes, the ladies. Now, in this case, I'm in their support.
Yeah, let me say something. We're living in a generation where, there's a friend who came to me and, she asked me to my face, my guy wants me to be there, to be washing for him his clothes. Hajanioa bado, but unexpected nikuwa nafanya hizi vitu.
in the name of attributes of a good wife.
Yeah, in
to
the
be.
name, exactly. You know,
Now,
I have to see you.
What happens with men, like we talked about in the previous show. We are looking, we had mentors, we had people we were attached to before, and those are our mothers, or if for the ladies, their fathers, though we dumped that idea. But again,
Please do not discredit our lady opinions. They are still
But-
valid and
okay,
they
but
are
again-
open to question, but it can
again,
progress.
one thing you also need to understand, when we are dating, I have my ideas. We have our time to talk, to plan, to reason out. Now, when I was with my mother, I used to share with her. I tell her, "Hey, mom, I want to do this. What do you think?" She tells you, "That's a brilliant idea, but there are dangers in doing that." Yes, but when you're dating your girlfriend, you tell her, "Hey, I want to do this." She tells you, "You mean that is what you think you can do?"
That is the best you could come up
Is
with?
that the best? You belittle that person, and with that, as time goes by, they feel there is something they are missing.
Hapo sasa ndo nitakwambia wewe kupata mwanamke, wewe ulipata bully. Wewe kupata, you didn't find that lady, maybe ulitafuta tu demu wa HT.
Yeah, I didn't want to comment on this issue, but now I cannot contain myself. I agree, and I'd want to agree with them that the way some boys have been brought up, they've never really gotten out of that idea that mom is everything.
Hawajatoka kwa mommy's cats.
Yeah. All of us love our mothers, no doubt about that. But at some point, you have to grow up. Yeah, you have to grow up at some point. Be your own man and define yourself. So I'd like to agree with them that there are, unfortunately, a lot of young men out here who, if they're not going to see their mother in the lady, they're going to. And me, I still ask these ladies, what are you doing with men like those? People
But-
like Dave here are suffering. No, I'm playing.
Let's progress.
I'm playing. It's a joke. It's a joke.
This show will change things.
Yes, yes.
Let's progress. Now there's something that men are looking for. There's something that men are looking for, and I don't know. They want attractive physically, attractive and hardworking women.
I do not disagree. I agree.
Attractive, I mean very beautiful.
At
Have you looked yourself in the mirror?
listen, Sammy. Again,
When is the last time you saw yourself in the mirror?
I don't even think this is a discussion you're supposed to be having, because they themselves
What
said
do you
last
mean?
week. They themselves said in the last show that if the man is not, if there's no chemistry,
TDH.
yeah, whatever it is, if there's no chemistry, they're not. Even though it's not a deal breaker, they're not going to think about it. But when you read the Bible, the story of Adam and Eve, I think appearance means more to men than it means to women. And don't let a man lie to you at your inner beauty. Hiyo ni kelele. It is because they like how you look. That's 95% of the reason they're interested in you. Those other things are just to confirm, to tick every box. But ideally, for a man to make up his mind na slide pale kwa DM, aanze kuambia hizo vitu anakuambia, it's because there's something about your appearance that, and I'm just saying this for the avoidance of doubt. Wapi camera? For the avoidance of doubt. I want the camera. Appearance means a lot to men, and that's a fact. And do not agree to, do not let someone lie to you that nini. It means something. So as a lady, respect yourself and only allow a man who is crazy about you, because first of all they feel attracted. And as a man, do not lie to someone's daughter if you know you do not like them that way.
And for those who are not physically endowed, what happens?
We said last week that not all men look like, I was about to say a name of some famous person.
Sami
not all men
Mangi,
look
but
like
it's
that.
okay.
You see,
Sami
even
Mangi, but thank you.
humble yourself, my brother, and the Lord shall lift you up. I don't look like Eston and I don't look like Dave, okay? But that does not mean that there aren't women somewhere who are having sleepless nights because of me. Wako, sawa. And the same applies with Dave and the same applies with Eston. Beauty means different things to different people.
Bro.
So I may not think that this girl is good looking, but there is someone somewhere who will not be able to eat because of her. Yeah, so-
Uliniacha wapi?
Sammy, I've told you, humble yourself. Sammy, sitasema tena.
Dave.
Sammy, just to add on what HT amesema, now there is something about physical attraction. You know, ladies nowadays think clowning themselves makes them beautiful.
What do you mean by clowning themselves?
Makeup, you know, yes,
Wacha
unapata
buda, hiyo statement joke saa endelea tu.
yeah, unapata the makeup imekuja hadi unashtuka. The how do you call that, the shadow.
Yaani in short ukimwona anakuja na kani ambulance na
Anakuja
kama.
ambulance nywele
Anakuja.
ameweka sijui aje. I mean it actually sometimes inashtua wanaume. They look at you and wanashanga.
Hold up the mic, hold up the
Wana-
mic.
I just, you know, they say that, but when this lady appears, the first impression, you know, wow, they're the ones who spoil the ladies. Like
Hiyo ni
she's there, and
shetani.
you say she's beautiful.
That one is a devil who has lied to me.
No, I wouldn't take that. I wouldn't take that.
That one I've fallen to temptation.
Please don't call the name of the devil here in vain. Like the lady appears and you're the first one to appraise her or to say how she's beautiful, and then when we have this kind of forums and then you say, you know, these things are not
No,
good.
look,
Come
look,
on, tell
look.
them the truth.
Listen,
Tell us
listen,
the
listen,
truth.
listen, and please allow me to flatter them.
Yeah.
Lakini let it not get into your head. You guys,
Cheki.
listen,
No,
listen.
no, heads up kwanza. Ukianza kuflata msee, umpatie disclaimer
No,
yani.
no, no, lazima nimpatie disclaimer ndio kichwa isikuwe kubwa sana. These ladies are very beautiful.
Is that
yeah?
a flatter? Because
It's not. It's the truth. It's the truth. And I think we are on camera. So if I'm lying, the whole country can bear me witness. These ladies are very good looking. They don't look like clowns the way he has said. So I don't know what she's talking about. Yes.
So what are you confessing ati ni shetani? Si mimi. Hiyo temptation si mimi mbaya. Ni temptation.
Huyo clown akikuja anichanganye, hiyo ni shetani.
But again, Sammy, again, you know, there is something about natural beauty. You know, you do not have to add something on yourself. Actually, it like we said, it makes you look like a clown. Yeah, umepaka hizo rangi. How do clowns look like? Zimekwa different colors. Macho ni red, huku hivi wameka yellow, mdomo ni green. I mean, that makes you look like a clown. Now, what we want people who are natural. That is why before the show we were talking with Eston, and he was talking about some people somewhere whom he overheard. They were drunkards, but some lady passed by putting on a hot pant or something. Amejiclown, amepaka vitu, but nobody was interested. But when a certain lady passed by, decently and modestly dressed up, everyone was like, oh, I would like to have that for my wife. You know, there is beauty.
Please note they were drunk.
There is beauty in decency. Yes.
Okay, well said.
And simplicity.
Aston.
I think I'll take a different course from what my brothers have said. There are people who are actually attracted to all that makeup, and yeah, but we need to understand that beauty is also fleeting. Just as HT said, 95% of what attracts us as men to women is basically the appearance, how you actually look like. But it reaches a point where things are changing. You might come and realize that this person's personality does not really augur well with you. Probably this person has issues and they just don't work out. And I believe that while beauty, and I still hold beauty like number one in like that whole list, while it's a priority, we also have to consider other things. Let me tell you something. HT talked about Adam Adam when he met Eve and the way he reacted. I'd also like to look at someone else in the Bible. When Jacob met Rachel the first time, they say that he pushed a stone which could only be pushed by 4 people. But this one guy, beauty.
But what you're saying is smashing beauty.
Exactly.
Maybe just to clarify, we are not going to get married to someone because they're beautiful, but that's the thing that's going to make you notice someone in the first place and make a decision. Mi venye nimecheck you dem, wacha niingie DM. You'll not
slide to
you slide, yeah. You will make that decision based on that, and even them, they'll not accommodate you if they think you look, if they think you have a face only a mother can love.
Eish. Okay, ngoja, pause please. Hey, okay, sawa. Where? Okay, fine. Let's progress. Sawa. No, let us progress.
Kama nimedanganya.
Let's progress. Now, there's something that guys are looking for, and I don't know. You want let me just even read
Sam,
vile
before
imeandikwa.
you read that, there is more to life than physical beauty. There is more to life than that. And that is why we have so many families. You know, I'm attracted to her because she's beautiful. But after being in marriage for 2-3 years, I start realizing that beauty is not all I wanted in marriage. There is more. And that is why we talked about submission. That is why we have many other factors that come in. So you might get attracted to someone because they're beautiful, but there is a basic essence or element these people are missing. You will not get married to beauty. You're getting married to that person.
One thing that you can also underscore, one thing we can say this is that beauty or looks may deceive.
Exactly.
May deceive. So that is, as much as it's number one, there are very many other weighty things that can underscore the first one. So let us not just be let us not cloud our mind with, if I'm not beautiful, then my case is, I'm not consoling anyone. Now, another thing is, what men want is unquestionable adoration. Yes, hata mimi hapa nitawaangalia. Please.
Hey, who said
Actually,
that?
that was on the point of control. The unquestionable adoration. The kind of a person who doesn't want his, don't call it ego, but you don't want to be questioned. If I said this, you want it done like that. You want someone who puts you in some high chair to, you want someone who takes you for you, like you don't want to be questioned anything. If you're wrong, it's me. I'm the man.
A mini god.
Bas, a mini god.
Hold up the mic.
That person who entertains your ego. Who always massage you, and it's always a yes to you.
There you have it. Why are you looking for these things?
I think, Sammy, they misused word there. The verb.
Just used a stronger term.
Adoration.
Not misuse.
Adoration. No, I don't think it's supposed to be there.
Okay, let me just ask you this, you're in a relationship with Judy, sindio? But then Eston leo ameweza. The moment anasema, manzi, baby bona hiyo. So like, okay. Kwani mavalia tracksuit nini? So what?
That is appreciating.
But not all men will like that.
No, and that is why we talked about maturity.
In fact, Judy is saying all men don't.
No, we talk about maturity. And again,
look at that face.
Again, we need to understand something. We need to understand something. There is a way when saying that me and Judy are in a relationship. I understand her personalities. I understand how she reacts, how she takes some things. I will be very careful on making a comment that will suggest to her otherwise, or anything that will cause emotional imbalance in her system. That is why when I meet her, she's very pretty. Will it be okay for me to go around telling her, hey, cheki venye si ameiva, you know, definitely you also feel hurt. So you need to understand the personality first, then understand how this person reacts on certain issues before you make any point.
Okay, I want to recant, not all men. Sincerely, not all men.
Thank you.
HT.
Thank you so much.
Just saved you that face. Wow, okay. You have something to add? No, there's something that here, the ladies wrote, stress relief from a chick.
Sorry?
No, okay, let me make a point on that. When you say stress relief, most men look for, okay, let me just use that term, most. They look for someone who they can release stress from. You know, like, for them, they do not get the other side where I would also want to, you know. For them, I would give the selfish nature. That is what I meant. Like, they would want someone who they can, you know, pour all like, you should understand. You know, I'm the man, I'm stressed. You should understand. For you, you don't have that part to go to and explain yourself or rather cry out to.
I'm sorry about that. Whoever did that. Mkataze sana.
And in most cases, apparently, this also extends to sexual wants and desires. That's true.
I was thinking, the point that has just been mentioned, I think it goes two-way. Because even ladies want men who will only be listeners. In fact, one of the points that maybe was not really clarified was, in the previous episode, was women want men who listen. And the same way that you're saying that men also want someone who are going to be stress relievers is pretty much the same thing. We all want to be consoled when we are feeling low. We all want to be held high. We all want a shoulder to lean on. We can't just be the shoulders and the rocks, yet we just float on air.
That is true, but the point was when it comes to the selfish side, when you do not take the other person's, you don't understand the other person, in the sense you're the only one who has stress. Everyone in this world has stress. Even your own parents who are trying to be, you know, bringing you up and trying to act perfect, they also have stress. But when it's one-sided, when you're the only one who has a shoulder, because I'm emotional, I have a big heart, I'm a woman, it really gets to the wrong
I
side.
don't know whether this is digressing, but in answering that concern, take it to the Lord in prayer. and I don't mean it as a joke, by the way. There are certain burdens that I do not expect someone to bear. And if it gets to that place where now, hey, it's stressing me so much, I think Jesus bears all our burdens. And I don't mean that as a joke, but that's actually very serious.
Alafu, Sami,
As we come to a close,
yes,
we need to know what men want.
I believe what she was trying to say when she brought up that point is that men want a comforter, somewhere they can, after a stressful day, they want to go and get some comfort, to forget about the stresses, the ups and downs they have been up to.
That is not a problem. The problem was on the selfish side. When
No, there is that sweet moment you two will always have, and that is the moment that man wants. You know, most of the time they are taking care of your wants, and there is a moment when they also need to be listened to, and that moment you two are alone, you two are just talking. You know, that is the moment this man is also longing for. When they are thinking about nothing, yeah, only you.
Wow.
When they are talking about nothing, but listening to what you're saying and also talking to what you are.
Ladies, is there anything that you think that we have left untouched?
no, for now, no.
For now, no. Now, please, men, tell us what you guys want. Aston.
I'll start with the issue of money. Men would want a woman who knows how to handle money. A very economical woman. In case
Economical.
Economical.
We should underline that.
Exactly.
And put in bold.
For sure.
For clarification's sake.
This means that, for example, let's say that a lady asks you for cash that she's probably cash strapped or has some engagement that she wants to partake. If you help this person with money, you expect that is what is done. That's like the expectation that you have. And
Sio tunampatia pesa ya nini alafu
ama hata for example unapatia mtu pesa ya credit hata upigiwi simu. Unatumia mtu 500 phone call like
ouch. Ouch.
Exactly. So
No, maybe she asked you for credit, and that credit she wanted to use it somewhere else. Not to call my mother.
it was just an example, but 500 really.
Yeah, I just called and finished the credit that time, and then you text me, I don't have credit, I please call you again. It's logical.
At the end of the day, women need to understand that men would prefer ladies who know how to use money. That would make them better homemakers. That would make them better planners and better partners within a relationship.
Wow.
I think I don't want to speak on behalf of all men because people are different, but I would imagine that a man wouldn't mind a woman who can communicate and say what's on her mind. If there's something that she doesn't like, she can actually say it, because obviously there are a lot of things I don't like, but why do I have to wait and hear it on the identity? Not that it's not important for us to speak about it on set, but I think communication is a solution to so many problems, and I'd like to thank you and the crew for organizing that episode on communication, so that if there's something troubling you, speak it. Let's learn from each other. No one knows everything. If there's something I'm doing wrong, tell me, and myself, I'll make an effort to swallow my pride, and if there's a way I need to improve, I can improve. You see, the concept behind love, at least as far as we understand it from God, is it's about yielding, giving my way, being willing to sacrifice my own interests, my own perceptions, my own ideas for the sake of someone else. And if everyone comes with a mutuality where they're willing to learn, they're willing to give up,
As we come to a close.
unlearn, then I think both men and women, these are things, semantics. That for me is the most critical thing, so that we are willing to communicate, we are willing to accept when we are wrong, and we are willing to make a change when it's necessary.
Awesome.
Then you can grow and become wonderful things, and you can come give people advice.
Davey, Davey, what do men want as we come to a close?
Much has been said, but I believe nobody wants to date, to get married to, or nobody wants to get married to someone who is not mature. A relationship needs maturity, and every man is looking for a lady that is mature, a lady that can make decisions in absence of this man, a lady that can have her own principles. When I come and tell you to do something, maybe we are talking about, let's talk about sex. I tell you, hey, why can't we try this? You challenge me. You tell me, hey, man, it is not right. You know, a lady who can challenge me as David to do the right thing. A lady who can direct me as
A lady
well.
who's principled.
And maturity. Those are the basics that I regard as very important in a relationship.
We are coming to a close, but then there's one point that men wrote, and I'm going to walk out. But as I come back, I need you ladies to tell me, are women nagging?
We should be asking men that.
Men answer.
Yes, they are.
What are
It depends. Nagging, what's the meaning of nagging? You always complaining, always bitter, criticizing, fault finding. Nothing makes you happy. You're always complaining about how much you're stressed. The way you said, everyone is stressed. So if someone wants to make it look like their stress is bigger than everyone else's, then that's being a nagging wife. Yeah.
Well said.
Ow. Check your butch
I love this part.
let me now get busy.
I love this part. Now, as we come to a close first, guys, thank you Thank you for being with us. Thank you. We are coming to a close of this whole series of relationships. We do hope that it has been a blessing to you. Now, I have a big unga. I have a big unga, and I have a team. This is first to shout out to the guys who have made the identity possible. The guys who are behind the scenes, our director Nick Ratemo, our camera people. They are Jason Wekesa, Joy, we have Leakin, we have Candy. They have been very instrumental. And also, people who have been very instrumental in making this show. You guys, thank you so much. Gloria, please come in. Gloria, Emma, and please come in. They have been very instrumental. And today, we are technically marking an year of the identity being on screen, and we want to thank you for your support. We want to thank you for being with us. Emma, come in. They are blessing. This is just, how can I say it? Or to a church and we make it happen. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for coming. So this is not only a cake for the identity for hitting an year. Come this side, guys. Come this. Muna hepa keki nini? Munagopa keki. Oh, now this is not only for hitting 1 year for the identity. This is also kuna watu nye ni birthday yao leo. Gloria Bonareri. Actually ni wengi. Apparently June is my month to get broke. I have very many friends who are having birthdays. Eston, Gloria, Samboya, and my mother. Yes. Sema Miss Bosha Urienu. Now this is a cake for them. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you. Happy birthday. And to the guys who have been watching, thank you for supporting us. And please, don't forget to send your sentiments regarding this topic and many others on our social media platforms. That is Facebook, The Identity, on Twitter at Hope_Kenya. You can also find me, that is Samuel Mangi, and on Twitter at Sammy Mangi. This show and many others are going to be on our social media platforms. But for now, we need to eat. Guys, you're having supper, you're having whatever now you're going to gloriously have the birthday people. Kujeni hapa. Eston, kujeni hapa. Watu birthday kujeni hapa. I'm going to be the stand. HT, ile maji iko wapi manzi? Maji iko wapi? Wakati ilikuwa birthday yangu nilioshwa.
Hata mimi niliona hiyo episode.
So now please tunaomba hii keki ikatwe. Now, birthday people.
Gloria, have a nice thing.
Happy birthday to okay, so happy birthday to the birthday people. Ambasi, this is for all the people who are having birthday in June, and all our support, all our families who have been watching. Not just June babies, but also all the people who have been watching The Identity since we began. Thank you guys. So now, this is happy birthday to all. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Eston and Gloria and The Identity and Samboya. Happy birthday to you. How old are you now? 16. Forever 16. How old are you now? So happy birthday to you guys. Thank you so much.
Happy birthday.
Everyone else was born in June.
Yeah.
Yes.
Na sisi birthday zetu zisipitange hivyo.
Yangu ni September.
If you are not born in June, pole. But anyway, we thank you so much to the guys who have been making this whole team, who have been making this show be successful. Thank you so much for the guys who have been doing graphic designs, our designer, my designer Cliff, CNN. Thank you so much. Unaweza kayo keki hapa. Mimi nitakula kitu. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you guys for your insight. Thank you for your input. God bless you guys. And until next week, as we get busy now to eat, because you will not watch us eating, have a blessed time.